Well, welcome to the Integrated Health of Indiana 7 o'clock talk. And tonight we're going to talk shortly about what is functional medicine, because a lot of people haven't heard of functional medicine. And truly, functional medicine is just about optimal health, creating optimal health within the body. And that's why it's called functional medicine, because we look at the functional outcomes of the body's processes to see how the body is doing. And so we can do tests like an organic acids test. Hi, Kath. We can do tests like an organic acids test. We can do tests, number of tests. But just quite frankly, and simply, functional medicine is creating health within the body or helping the body create health within the body. And just to give you a brief show of this, let's jump into here. We got a few labs that we can show. And it says remove. Let's add that to the stream. And now we need to, there we are. Let's just blow that up. So when we look at this starts to look at the impact on the body and how the body is performing. And so when we see this and we look at these areas, we can start to look at how the body is doing in its amino acids and protein metabolism, how we can look at the metabolic processes, stress and mood. And so we start to see we want all of these areas in the green, and we can start to work on those. And that's what we do, and that's how we look at this. And we use the different modalities like IVs, like nutritional therapy, and like supplements, because we want to create that health and we want to get all of these circles in here so that the functionality of the body is taken care of. And so we slowly start to go through these things. And as we go through them, the things that we look at are, we start with an elimination diet because the gut typically has to be taken care of. The old adage, all death begins in the gut, the Chinese thing, that's absolutely true. And so if we don't take care of the gut and we don't stop leaky gut, if you remember from prior talks, we spoke about how autoimmunity is created. And autoimmunity is created when the body has a genetic predisposition, you have a trigger, and then you have the leaky gut happen, and that allows the autoimmunity. And so anytime we start to look at organic acids, organic acids are the byproducts of the bacteria and things that are within us that run and function. So we can combine what is called an omics test, and this is the organic acids test. We can combine that with looking at somebody's microbiome. Let me pull up a different set of slides here. And we can pull that up with this. Maybe. I might be trying to get too tricky with myself. Or maybe not. Let me remove this one. And we'll see. Jess made it. Kathy said hi.
Hey, Miss Kathy.
So if we want to go in here and want to look for another set of files, I'll have to add that. And once again, my use of the computer is not as slick as it should be. But this also lets us see how beta oxidation, how your fatty acid metabolism is doing. So we can start to go in, and because we know that at rest, because you're at a really low burn, this is when your body should be utilizing your fats. And if we don't see that happening, then we have to help fatty acid oxidation by helping the bugs that kick these things out, balancing the bugs, and then increasing the microbiome, helping the enzymes, whether the enzymes be digestive enzymes, pancreatic enzymes. Um, what happens if somebody has a sluggish liver and we need to help them through methylation? There's just a whole bunch of different things and different ways to attack it. That's another thing about functional medicine is it is the science of creating health, and at that point in time you have to have an operating system to go by, and I use a combination of the Institute for Functional Medicine and the Functional Medicine University, because these two are two of the premier companies or groups that do functional medicine and train doctors in operating systems to help bring back health. And if you look at these, we're looking at metabolites in the plasma, and these that don't have the P beside them are in the urine. So let me get rid of that, and I will show you how we do the other one. And so here, nope, that's the omics test. Remove that one. So when we look at here, we're looking at what is called a GI map. And now we can start to correlate where bacteria or probiotics start to kick out the omics or the organic acids. And so in this patient, we see that the bacterial pathogens are really low. They've taken care of themselves. And then we start to go in, but here we see right off the bat, the great thing about the GI map and looking at somebody's GI map is this is a DNA analysis. So we're not doing a breath test and just looking for Helicobacter pylori, because what happens if Helicobacter pylori is inside of a yeast cell, which happens. Helicobacter pylori will go inside a biofilm. So this is actually looking for the genetic marker of. And so we know we have to treat that because Helicobacter pylori is not a commensal bacteria. And that's how we start to combine the two to know what and how we need to treat. And the GI map also gives us things that look at digestion. Steatocrit is fat. So this person's, when they eat fats, they're not digesting the fats. They're actually passing fat into the stool, and it's too high. And then we see that the elastase, pancreatic elastase, is low. So one of the first things we're going to do is start to implement with this person an elimination diet, and we're going to do digestive enzymes and just let them go with that for a little bit so we can see how they do. Because with doing just those simple things, a lot of people will start to come out of a lot of different things, and then you can focus in on certain things. So when we do this and we look at this, once again, it's all just about creating health and creating that resilience inside the body. And so Jessica does the IVs that give us the building blocks. So if you have a problem with digestion, the amino acids are the building blocks of all the proteins in your body. And that's what helps you start to build muscle and enzymes and hormones and all of that stuff. And then she also uses glutathione. We use vitamins and nutrients. I'm kind of partial to the IVs because, as you've heard us talk about those, um, that's fully absorbable. It goes into the bloodstream and it's fully absorbed. Whereas if you're taking an oral, at best that's 30% absorbed. Anything else you want to add to the what is functional medicine and the creation of health?
No, we just got a dead plant hanging behind us.
And so that's where we start to do the 5 R's, and we replace and we repair and we repopulate and we reinoculate and we rebalance. And that's what it's all about. And sometimes you go through it once and then you retest in 6 months and then you peel another layer off the onion. But it's always evolving, and this is what we do. And it sounds like the neighbors are having some fun. So we're going to tap out and go get Miss Gracie, who's over at Granny's. You all have a wonderful evening.